I'm opening? Okay. Hey everybody, this is Demetra K, and I'm sitting here with Donovan Thorne Watson, Highness Hanson Sadiq, for our second half of Don't Believe the Hype, where we ask you to go below the surface of what you've been told, above the surface, and go see for yourself if what you're being told is actually the truth. And so, speaking of the truth, we are going to get into a little bit of truth here, if you don't mind. If that's all right with you.
It's all right.
As we alluded to in the last show, we have seen yet again another sister being brutalized by an Asian. This time it was...
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This time it was an Asian man that, let's just say, he socked a black woman in the face. Now, just on what I told you alone, that should get you just up in arms. But let's go back a little bit. Let's take it back a little bit. Let's actually go over what we think to be facts, okay? Now, in this video, you see the Asian, I guess he's the beauty supply owner, and the black woman, and it looks like she was with another adult and two babies were with them. They're arguing back and forth. Now, this is what you see from the video. They're arguing back and forth, and then she gets in his face, and she's throwing a couple F-bombs. You can't really hear what he was saying. I'm sure he was using some choice language, too. As she turns to walk away, she flails her hand, and she hits him. Now, he goes up on her, and he punches her in the mouth, which causes her mouth to bleed, and ultimately she needs 3 stitches, right? Now, to take it back, because one will say, well, why were they outside arguing? Well, from what she says, her son got caught stealing. Now, her son looked like he was maybe, 5, 6, 7. Her son got caught stealing in the store. And to be honest, kids, they do that kind of stuff. Pick up stuff that doesn't belong to them. So anyway, the little boy gets caught. That man, the beauty supply owner, sounds like they had words inside the shop. The little boy gave it back. And then that's how they ended up outside continuing to argue. So the guy followed her outside. And so right away people are mad, saying, and they should be mad, he should have never hit a black woman. He hit that sister in the mouth. How dare he? He made it bleed. But I like to see things, Donovan likes to see things in black and white. I like to see things in the gray area too, because there's a lot of things in the gray area. From what I initially saw and said was, well, damn, she hit him first. And this is before I even knew all the backstory I just gave you. She hit him first. In addition, she was up in his face, blah, blah, blah. And then, he hit her back. Now, I'm not advocating violence on any behalf, but I do believe if you hit me, I might be able to hit you back. Regardless if it's a man, a cat. Malcolm X had a saying that said, if you kill my cat, I'm going to kill your dog. So, if those of you Bible thumpers out there, what does it say in the Bible? An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. And so I just feel like we've gotten to the point in society to where women are getting justified or getting their actions are being justified. Oh, well, that's a woman. You shouldn't be putting your hands on a woman. Well, I agree with that. But where are the people that are saying you shouldn't be putting your hands on a man?
Anybody.
Or anybody. And so then, as I was arguing that point with people, a couple people were saying, well, how dare you? You sound like a white supremacist and justifying that man doing that to her. No, I'm not justifying it. I'm not saying he should have hit her. But I'm saying we as black people got to start holding ourselves accountable, because there's a lot of things here. We got to start holding ourselves accountable in that I know for a fact, unless that woman lived under a rock in the cave of BF Egypt somewhere, she saw those other 3 black women get the doo-doo beat out of them in that Asian nail salon last week and get acetone poured on them, broomsticks, on their backs beaten. I know she saw that. But yet she didn't believe fat meat was greasy, and she walked herself up into another salon who, in another video that went live, that when she was there kind of explaining different things, the people were trying to talk to her, she admitted that she knew he had done that to 4 other black women. Sound like he had maced the black woman and all kinds of stuff. So it's like you're admitting that you knew this dude did not treat black women well, but yet you walked in there to give him some money for what it is you were buying. I don't know. But you went in there anyway. As I said, after you saw these other black women get beat down, and yet You want black people to rally for you, and I'm not saying we shouldn't, but at some point in time, we got to start saying, listen, hard-headed black women. Stop expecting to gin up the mob with black people when you can't follow directions. Oftentimes, we have seen a relationship between black women in Asian nail shops, beauty shops, wherever, not go well. And that's usually because the Asians are brutalizing our black women, but yet you want black people, and I'm speaking, I don't know this black woman's name, but you want black people to continue to get mad with you all because you are hard-headed. Mm-hmm. And then in the other video, somebody said, well, hell, there's a black beauty supply in the same shopping center right over there.
Yeah, go over there.
But yeah, well, how many times? And then in this live feed, I was like blown away at the amount of black women that kept saying, oh, well, you know, I've been going there for years. Mm-hmm. Or I should, you know, I ain't going there no more. How is it that y'all don't know there's a black beauty supply in the same shopping center, but y'all admitting that y'all keep giving these people your money? And yes, the dude, when he hit her, it was a lot of animosity. I mean, she had to get 3 stitches, so he whopped her pretty good.
Okay, let me cut you off right there. There's a book.
Yeah, because I haven't worked up a sweat.
Yeah, look, there's a book out. I want all the brothers to read. It's called I, Ike. It is the antithesis to I, Tina.
No.
And it's going to show you how to deal with black women.
I don't think y'all should read that.
And there's another book. What a good black woman needs is a punch in the mouth.
That's not the name of the book.
What's the name of the book again? I forgot.
The Black Man's Guide to Understand
the Black Woman. That's right.
That's not the name of the book.
Right, I'm sorry, I forgot. I was getting excited.
That's the one little snippet that you turned into a whole book. Which is actually by Shahrazad Ali that was taken out of context. She was basically saying, because I know you finna get it, you know. She was basically saying black women, and I'm paraphrasing, but don't force that issue. You know that men by nature are bigger and stronger than you in most cases. Mm-hmm. Okay, unless your ass is Rasputia and you dealing with Norbit. But in most cases, men are just stronger. You're not going to whoop a man. Mm-hmm. So stop jumping in their faces. And I hate to use the word force because I think a man should do everything within his power to restrain himself from hitting a woman. But there are some men who ain't built like that.
Right.
And so those men are going to give you what you came for. And Donovan is saying he's one of them, but I don't ever know Donovan to hit a woman.
No. I'm saying,
not always around.
I'm saying I am capable of doing it.
But I'm just saying that, so, and because we've seen a lot of videos of these women just, and not the culture boy Tommy, because, you know, I don't necessarily agree with a lot of what Tommy says, but I get where he's coming from, just a small degree. Mm-hmm. I don't like his delivery, but he has this phrase, and I think it's jacked up. But again, if I'm trying to understand it, it's because some black women that I'm talking of, the BT-1000s. The
BT-1000.
From the Terminator movie where they won't stop until
you're dead.
It's like, why do you need to get out of that man's face? You're not going to whoop him.
Right. And if a man is man enough to walk away from you,
walk away.
Do not bite at his heels.
Right, just let it go. You can't. Like, what are you so mad at? I mean, I've been mad before with, you know, my significant others, but never mad enough to the point to like.
And why is it so important to have the last word?
I don't know, but as you alluded to, as Shahrazad Ali said, don't force a man to have to do that to you. Mm-hmm. Stop the nagging and the yip yapping and the jumping in his face and the hit. Stop. Just stop. But that's why I drew a lot of criticism in that people are saying, well, you agreeing with white supremacy. And that's another thing I want y'all to stop doing. Stop likening using common sense and holding people accountable to white supremacy, because we should be able to hold ourselves accountable. And I think there's nothing more in agreement with white supremacy than not holding our people accountable. Because when we hold each other accountable, we make us better. In the video, there was a brother in the second video that went live. There was a brother trying to educate the sister. Well, you know, sister, it's a terrible thing that would happen to you, but from now on, now she wasn't even doing that. She was looking elsewhere. He's like, sister, you know, we need to start giving our money to our own people. Stop giving it. He was like breaking it down. He said it in a loving manner. He wasn't austere with his message. He was very docile, and she
did not want to hear it.
I'm like, well, I'll be. He trying to educate the sister, and she not even interested.
Well, Dee, I mean, are you surprised? we can't hold the black woman accountable for anything.
Well,
and I'm not saying that's true, but that is the media's portrayal.
There's some black women that you can't hold accountable, and it makes the matters worse when we, and I would say this, cape for that behavior instead of saying that is a horrible thing that happened to you, sister, but how many times are you going to have to get your mouth busted open before you stop giving those people your money and stop jumping in the faces of men? Because obviously we know that a lot of Asians ain't feeling black people. Mm-hmm. Why are you going to test the waters?
Right.
I mean, some people say, well, she didn't mean to hit him. Well, she hit the man regardless of how it went down.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Because when you make a motion like that.
Yeah, and he was probably just looking for a reason. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, she touched me. Now I'm finna lay her ass out. Mm-hmm. So,
and she was in his shop.
Well, they were out. They had walked outside of the shop, and that's another thing people saying too. Well, he shouldn't have followed her. Yeah, he shouldn't have followed her.
But he did.
But get yourself in the car, sister. And the mama being the first teacher, what are you teaching your babies? You sitting up there jumping in the face of this man and your babies and whoever this other woman was with you, looking on to see you. Woo, 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 woo. You know what you're teaching your babies? You're not teaching them common sense. Mm-hmm. Come on, children. Let's get in the car. And if I got to bring my dude up here or whatever, then I'm going to do that. But then now, and that's another thing. Sisters, when you behave in that manner, and then you go home and tell your dude, I got busted in the mouth.
And get him riled up.
Then he go down there and do something to the dude, and now he's looking at getting shot or going to prison behind defending your hard-headed self. Stay away from there. How hard is that? You should rather go bald.
Right. Every battle, you could win every battle, does not necessarily mean you're going to win a war.
Just stay away. Stop being hard-headed.
But doesn't that fall into the narrative of what people like Tommy and the Advice Show and, you know, all these different shows say about black women?
Well, I agree.
You can't advise them.
I agree. I'm big on delivery. Mm-hmm. I'm big on delivery. And like I said, I'm not saying a lot of what they say is not true. It's just you can't go around calling black women black bitches and your
or Morlocks.
Yes, you can't do any of that stuff because it's going to fall on deaf ears. Right. Because no matter how good the information is, people do not want to be talked to that way. Right. Mm-hmm. I don't care. You can say, you know, I don't jump off the cliff. Please don't jump off a cliff. It's dangerous. You can say, black motherfucking bitch, don't take your motherfucking ass over the cliff. I'm probably going to be like, you know, I'd rather jump over the cliff than have you talk to me like that. See what I'm saying? So,
yes, absolutely.
I mean, I'm just saying so, but I think we need to get out of the frame of mind of that McCarthyism. Oh, you're white. You agree with white supremacists because you don't agree that the black woman, for one, shouldn't have had herself over there, and two, stop jumping in men's faces. I mean, again, I'm not saying he should have beat her or hit her. I'm just saying, gosh, at some point in time, when do we say, okay, this is your part of the responsibility, and this is your part? Because had you not had yourself over there, which you admitted, you know, the dude was adverse to black women, you probably wouldn't be in the situation.
And then you got to also think like this, especially young ladies. Okay, you get in these relationships with these guys. You don't really know them for an extended period of time. So if you only know this guy a month, how much do you actually think you really know about that? You don't know if he has a mental disorder. You don't know if he was in jail. I mean, y'all never, the guy tells you he was in jail. You guys never go research what he was in jail for. You know, I mean, you know, he's in there for battery for the third time. And then he's starting whipping your ass. And then you're wondering, oh, my God, who is this?
At the end of the day, with anybody in any relationship, you have to have a healthy self-esteem. I just really feel like that. And I'm speaking from experience. We got an airplane going over, so forgive that. It too shall pass, right?
Yes, it should.
I just think in any situation, you need to have a healthy self-esteem so that you can make better decisions regarding you, and for mothers, better decisions regarding your children. Because, hell, I saw yesterday a couple times, rather, where men who seemed like they were left to care for their girlfriend's child ended up raping them or murdering them. And I did, in all fairness, see an article about a man leaving his child with a woman, and she kills the little girl. So it's like, you know, we just need to we got to have a healthy self-esteem. Because when you have a good self-esteem, you're not going to risk your life or your livelihood or the livelihood of your children for a romp in a sack.
Right. And I'm kind of glad we kind of jumped on that topic, because let's go to a national level in the local news and on the national news. Sista, even though you don't like her, Omarosa has made the news. And what is your take on Miss Omarosa's?
Well, let me find the tweet, because I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, where my tolerance level of I don't give a F is really high, and I've never in my life tried to be popular. Popular was never something I strived to be. But what I did try to do, and I still try to do, is be on the side of rightness as much as possible. And because my mom used to say, with all of my siblings, they had the book smarts. Like my brothers and sisters were, in the GATE program, the gifted, highly intelligent program. I was not. My mom said, that's all right. You got more common sense. And so,
which is sometimes more valuable.
Yeah. So I always try to use common sense. And so I see things a little different. So I want to read you guys the tweet that, what's his face?
Trump.
That's a damn shame. What's his face?
Dump Trump.
That Trump read about, or actually wrote about Omarosa.
A black woman.
And I'll give you the
if you
tweet,
like her or not, she's still a black woman.
But I'm going to give you the tweet before we get into what happened. Okay. He says, when you give a crazed, crying lowlife a break and give her a job at the White House, I guess it just didn't work out. Good work by General Kelly for quickly firing that dog, with an exclamation mark. Now,
wait. She wasn't all that when he was between those thighs.
Well, I'm going to just say it like this. And this is where I'm just probably not going to be popular.
We're not here to be popular, but go ahead.
We all know that Omarosa, within the last since she's gotten fired, was a couple months ago, have alluded to, and I guess she's written a book, and she's been on a couple shows talking about that she had recordings of Trump in a Situation Room and different places within the White House, secret conversations. She even released a tape, which I haven't heard, of, I guess, General Kelly firing her.
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
She's got some other stuff, Trump using the N-word and all these other things. Now, we know that in the black community, Omarosa has not really been for black people, even though she was the communication director for the African American community, outreach, whatever that meant, because she ain't ever reached out to me. Has she ever reached out to you?
Never.
We all know that Omarosa was up there doing her own bidding, furthering her own career. She didn't give a damn about black people. In fact,
and she's not a very attractive. I
actually think Omarosa is a
no. She's attractive now. In her natural state, she wasn't a very attractive woman. So, okay. I mean, somebody's going to hit it, but...
But needless to say, a lot of people have likened Omarosa to a mammy, a coon, or whoever. Just somebody who always does the bidding of massa. And so that's what she did up until she got fired. When she got fired, she didn't go away nicely.
No, she immediately went to the Big Brother, took $1.3 million.
And so again, Omarosa is furthering her career and her bank account. She don't give a damn about black people. Because to me, if you heard Trump up in there calling people niggas or whatever the case is,
why would you wait?
Yeah, you continue taking checks.
Well, here's my thing, and call me. I know a lot of people don't like my stance on things because I think totally different. It doesn't take me 2 or 3 years to figure out that Trump is a racist.
Omarosa.
You can see that by his tweets, by his actions.
Omarosa was taking the check,
and
forsaking black people.
I can honestly say
the whole time she was doing
it. And I can say right now, I didn't need to be in the Oval Office to know that. I could just say this man's a racist or a bigot.
So,
haven't I said that? Haven't I said
that? You know better than those pastors that sit there with him and Trump has done more for black people
in our lifetime.
And then didn't she say something like, we would be sorry, we would eat our words?
Yes, everybody will bow down.
We will bow down to Trump, right? Okay, and so kind of what you said, and it ties into what we're talking about. Okay, now all of a sudden, and I've seen it already on my time, a lot of black people are mad. Well, it is Omarosa, she's just that and the other, but that's a black woman. You know what? Screw Omarosa, because here all that cooning and stuff he was doing in the all that cooning he was doing in the White House, and now all of a sudden you ain't cool with the White House no more. And as Whoopi said, well, who are her people? I suggest she find her people. She want her people, which I guess is us, to rally behind her. All she's doing is ginning up the mob, just like that lady did outside that what you call the beauty supply. She ain't doing nothing but ginning up the mob. Oh, black people, Trump said the word nigga. Oh, he doing this and he doing that. But you didn't care about that when you was getting checks. Perhaps getting on your knees for Trump. So now all of a sudden we supposed to be mad. Listen, black people, stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Omarosa is using you like Trump
for sales
is trying to use black people like these other black pastors.
That is a chapter in Art of the Deal. Trump has always said, you exponentially lie and inflate your position and make it worse than what it is.
What Omarosa is doing, black people. Don't fall for it. Omarosa don't need you. Omarosa's using you because her book sales tanked, and now she's trying to figure out other angles to get you interested in buying the book.
Right. Well, when she saw how the backlash came from her when she was in the White House, she's trying to gin that up. But
Omarosa, it should be in the same department as OJ. Because we rallied for you once, OJ, but then you kept going back over to the side and kept getting you in trouble. And now all of a sudden we supposed to be mad. I mean,
I would like to make a disclaimer. Just because Dee has been with me on this show doesn't mean I'm starting to rub off on her. She is still a very independent.
Oh no, absolutely. But again, I want to talk in the realm of the truth.
Right.
I don't want to be one of those people like, well, it don't matter. That's a black woman. He shouldn't be. Yes, he shouldn't be hitting the black woman. But black woman, stop going to the danger. You knew the job was dangerous before you took your ass in that shop. You knew that. Any black woman, I ain't even speaking about this Asian man specifically, but any woman, you know the job is dangerous when you jump in a man's face and then commence to putting your hands on him. Every man ain't your daddy or your brother who was told no matter what your sister do, you don't put your hands. Right. Every man ain't had that talk. Because I'll be honest with you, I got a lot of nephews, and I tell me I don't put your hands on a woman, but if she keep putting her hands on you, lay her ass out.
You have every right to defend yourself.
We ain't raising you to be no punk. You make a believer out of her ass, unapologetically.
You told Harpo to beat me.
Your ass need to sit your ass down, okay? Stop being a Jezebel up and around here, running around usurping the authority of men, thinking you big and tough, walking tall and acting all...
Wait. Ain't cold enough. Sophia needs to be taken down with the few legs.
Like we joke about that, and Sophia, she had her own issues and stuff.
But still,
at the end of the day, she did love Harpo. But I mean, she was spirited, and a lot of us are spirited. And there's nothing wrong with being. I'm spirited. Hell, I'm spirited right now, but I'm not gonna jump in the dude's face because I like. Not having no black eyes or being drugged across the street because I'm acting. And then black people got mad at me and called me a white supremacist because I said the lady was acting like a wild animal.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, she was acting lackluster.
That is your observation of what you saw.
Yeah, I mean, so again, parents, let's start teaching our kids.
Right from wrong.
Daughter, you can't whoop a man. It's very unlikely that you're going to whoop him. So stop jumping in his face. Act like a young lady. And if you have a problem with a little boy or a man, you go get your daddy and your uncles. Right. Okay?
Exactly.
You don't do that. That is not your job. But then another point I want to make to some of you guys who tried to, come at me. Yeah, I'm taking this personal. I'm taking it personal. Another thing we got to ask ourselves is, why do those people feel so compelled to put their hands on our black woman? I'll give you the answer. I won't even give you a pause right there. I'll give you the answer. It's because they know we ain't going to bust a grape. Because if they knew that a car full of dudes was coming to see them at their place of business for putting their hands on the black woman, they'd have thought twice before they did it. But they know you ain't going to do nothing. Hell, most of the time, black man, I'm speaking to you. Yes. I'm mad today.
Yes, be mad.
Most of the time, they know you ain't going to do nothing but pick up your phone and record it and be world star. You want that viral moment. But they have all of that. So they know you ain't going to do nothing.
Right, messy.
I don't want to give away too much information, but I know of some people back a long time ago that man's shop or any of those other shops would not be standing. It'd be a plume of smoke. Right. And that's all I'm going to say. But if they knew they were going to suffer some consequences, like I bet you those dudes, those Asian people walking in and out of their shops after doing that to black women don't even look to the right or the left when they leave for the day. They're like, who gonna run up on me? They ain't gonna do shit.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, I'm finna open this door tomorrow, and they gonna be back up in here. Yeah, they gonna be online talking about, oh, look what they're doing. We keep getting our money. But they know you ain't gonna check them.
Right. This weekend, there was the anniversary of the Unite the Right thing. 29 people, these so-called white Aryan nation kings.
They say they ran them up out of
Yeah. But this goes back to what we've been saying, what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was saying, Malcolm X was saying. You can't be begging somebody for your rights. You want to show up with the club? I'm going to show up with the club. And people showed up in force. We've got to stop letting these people disseminate their hate and think that that's normal and it's okay. You got to take a stand. They said that there's only 29 of those people that showed up, but they're so tough. So I ask myself all the time, why? You might not like me or whatever, And
we like you.
Yeah, no.
They like you.
No, but I tell Dee this all the time. I refuse to run from a black man. I won't run from a white man. I damn sure ain't gonna run from no damn black man. Okay?
Well, hopefully you never have to,
right.
Or nothing like that. But
it just goes, it goes to my point of we got to start taking a stand.
The thing is this, to the point that you brought up the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X, Farrakhan, and Marcus Garvey, and all the greats that have tried to do it and are still trying to do it, they have both, all have unanimously said in their own way, a man ain't gonna wait for you to give him nothing.
Right.
A man gonna take what's his.
Take it.
Whether it's your freedom, your respect, any of that kind of stuff. There should not be one other person walking this earth thinking that they can brutalize black women without repercussions. But you know what? I love black men. I've only been with black men, but that's
Sorry, go ahead.
That's your fault.
Yes.
That, and I don't care, you can be mad at me all you want to, but that's your fault as black men that other people do what they do to black women. That's your fault, bar none.
And I've said this since you've known me, since we've done this show. We will never be respected as a race, as a people, until we get some respect for this black woman.
Absolutely. A nation can rise no higher than its woman, and if we got our women out there acting hard-headed, not taking directions,
looking like clowns.
Okay, that's the. I didn't add that up.
I'm gonna add that.
You got us being hard-headed. What do you think a hard-headed woman gonna raise? She gonna raise hard-headed children.
Thank you.
So we need, for black women, I'm speaking to myself too. I'm not speaking. I include myself too. We need to start listening, because the black man is ultimately supposed to be the leader of us. And if we cannot take directions, then we are going to fail, because when they see our children see us being disobedient, yes, I said disobedient. When they see us being disobedient, they learn disobediency, and then they get out into the school system or wherever else they go, whether they get out stealing and doing other stuff. And when somebody tell them something, you ain't my mama, you ain't my daddy, because they watch us. So we as black people, we talk about this all the time, black men and women, we have a job to do. We have our own job to do, and together we get the job done. So we just, it's what did you got to say?
It's basic instruction. But let me ask you this question. Do you believe, okay, now, a lot of people that know me know I will not join a church that is led by a female pastor. And I'm not saying
a lot of people.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. If there's a female pastor for a women's church, you go and have that.
Women's church?
Yeah. You go ahead and have that. That's perfectly fine with me. But as a man, I do not believe in, this is me, not Dee. I do not believe in woman leadership. I don't believe in it.
Woman leadership or woman pastoralship?
Women leadership. I don't believe in it.
Oh.
Okay. Now, and don't take it out of context what I'm saying. I was in the military, so I had women that were appointed above me. Nothing I can do about that. But if I've had my choice, I will not follow a woman.
Why?
Why not, rather? Because for the simple fact that, to me, it's out of order and out of context of what the Bible preaches. That's just my opinion.
Well,
that's your
opinion. You're entitled to it. I'm not trying to change your mind.
Right. But what I'm saying is, because the natural order of things is the man, like you just said, the man should lead. Now, you might not believe it or not. However.
Okay, but let me just say this, because I think there's a lot of people who would think that. And I think
and this is why I'm bringing up the question.
I think there's certain situations where a man should lead. And I think, just speaking to the black home and the black community, for whatever reason, and we can go on and on, hell, we can be on here 20 hours trying to figure out why the black man has been removed or has removed himself, a combination of both, from being the leader in our community. And so we have a lot of women who would tell you without hesitation that I didn't sign up for this per se, but for whatever reason, the black man is missing in action or whatever the case is. And so I think there are times, but I know there's times where women have to be the leader. As a woman, I mean, I don't have a problem with a woman being in a leadership role. Just don't do it in a manner to where you are usurping that man or you're trying to take his manhood. And because I'm the leader over you, I'm bright. Don't do it in that manner.
And that's exactly where I'm going.
I believe that women, obviously, we have a lot of women leaders that are doing a great job.
But that's where I'm going. They take that leadership and then they feminize it.
Okay, well, so that's what we're having a problem. Then we got women doing that. That's a different story. And I tell people all the time, I'm not a feminist, never have, and never will be, because I don't believe in that ideology. As we know, feminism was never meant for black women. It was meant to use black women. Right.
And I bring that topic up because Kathleen Kennedy destroyed Star Wars series. If you watch The Last Jedi, well, that's a different topic, but that's part of the problem there. So,
is that where this is coming from?
Yeah, the Force is a woman. Why would you anyway? Don't get me started on that. But
well, a woman is a powerful force.
It is. It is without a doubt.
You like that PR spin right there?
So that was very good.
Force.
But my point is, as a black man, because we have exited our leadership position. For me, I have to make a stand. I'll give a good example, like our local NAACP. We just lost.
Watch your mouth now.
No. We just lost leadership there, and yet these men are not standing up. I'm not saying because you're a man you should fill that position, but I'm just saying we are absent.
Well, but you made a good point too, because me and Donovan have gone to a few NAACP meetings, trying to discover things, and that was a learning process for us in the past.
Hard learning process.
But we will both agree that in most of those meetings was predominantly women.
Yeah.
And so Donovan always raised the question, where are the men?
Where are the men?
Where are all the men? Where are all this black leadership
and the few men that are there have no ambition to participate. You don't have to necessarily be the leader, but they're not even participating in the organization.
Well, so I don't know. I just think overall, as far as leadership, I know a few black women who will say, I didn't sign up for this mess.
Right.
I didn't sign up to do this.
Yeah, you did. When you laid down with me, you didn't ask no questions. I have 3 other baby daddies.
Okay, you know what though? I have a good friend.
Okay.
Who was with the love of her life before they had children. They got married and
they broke up and he left.
They had children eventually, and everything. And then he decides that he wants to go
midlife crisis.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't even midlife. He just wanted to go leave and go pursue other women, leaving her to raise their children, all by the same man, their children by herself. I mean, doing just up and left her.
Right, that ain't a man.
And struggled, and she would tell you, I didn't sign up for that.
I know.
I did it the way everybody say you should do it. I asked all the questions. We got married, and before that we courted. Then we had our babies. They had a lucrative business and everything. He decided he wanted to go taste something else.
Right.
And so she's left in the role of being, as some people will say, the mama and the daddy, having to explain to her babies, why their daddy took off and didn't want to, be participating in it. So she didn't sign up for that.
Right. Well, a lot of people could say that. My mom is a widower. She didn't sign up for that.
I didn't sign up for single motherhood, although some people will argue you didn't get married first. You had your child, that's how people say wedlock, so that's fair. But at the end of the day, I didn't sign up for that either.
He wasn't acting right.
Yeah, I felt like...
And he still ain't acting.
Well, my daughter is 26, damn it, okay? But I felt like, damn, if we're not going to make it, you still need to be cognizant of we have a child together. You don't just get to go do you.
Now, was he raised by his mother?
Yes. Raised by his mother's father, was not around.
Okay, now
I'm not saying no shade to his mom, because I think his mom was a lovely woman.
And she did the best she could.
6 kids by 6 different dudes.
Right, and she did the best she could. Now, again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, whatever, but don't you see that there's a theme here? When women try to raise men,
there's a theme. There's a theme.
There's a common thing that happens where the man,
I concede that
the man misses something of manhood.
Yes.
Yes.
I 100 wholeheartedly concede that point.
Woo!
But I
That doesn't happen
also
often.
need to interject the part of where the hell is the man at?
Right, but what I'm saying is, if you're a man being raised predominantly by a woman, you're going to miss certain things of manhood.
Absolutely, but why is the man being predominantly raised by a woman? Where is that man's daddy?
Like I said, in that situation, I can't speak.
Is he over there?
But in my
is he
dad's
under the
situation,
table?
no, I agree with you. In my dad's situation,
Well, that's a different
no,
story.
But that's what I'm saying. To me, I don't know how my dad would have turned out. I have no clue because I can't see the future. But his excuse, he's dead. Now, these guys that are out here that are having children
Right.
and are not participating, to me, you have no excuse.
And those are probably the same dudes that be putting those stupid little memes up.
Right.
Our black women are ruining the kids, and
Right.
some black women is responsible for the ghetto. But these dudes putting up the meme got 5 babies out there by 5 different women that they ain't seen since last year.
Exactly. And to me, I don't understand that. Now, you can't make a man be a father and vice versa, whatever the situation may be. Like in my situation, I'm on the road, I'm working in the military, I'm overseas, but I still financially supported my child. And I know back in the day, we didn't have the technology that these kids have now, but I made sure I called when I could.
Right.
And, when I was available.
Which is why it is very important, and I'm going to speak to you men, to make sure that you make the decision in who you put your seed in, because I grew up that way too. My dad was a business owner, so he was a mechanic at the shop from sun up to past sundown. But he knew that he had in my mother a good woman who was going to not only make sure the kids got home from school.
She got the money from the front door, and she wasn't shoveling it out the back.
My mom, and I say this all the time, my mom had a nursing license and degree and all of that, so she was an accomplished woman. But my dad says, nah, my job is to take care, provide for you. I want you to stay home with my babies, and not just stay home with them. I want you to teach them something. I want you to show them how it is to be a man or a woman and raise my son while I'm off making a living. I am putting you in charge, and that's why I always argue that women stay home is more than just, oh, well, she just staying at home watching TV. No, if she's doing it right, she is rearing your children to be good people and productive people in society. And so that's the way it's supposed to be.
And in my situation, I was fortunate enough to have a good woman raise my child and taught my child in my absence.
That's the point that I was making. Yeah. You didn't leave your son home with a woman who was
in the streets.
Yeah, all that. You knew that you left your son home with a woman who was going to, and he's off in college, about to finish, doing well. So she helped you raise an upstanding individual while you were supplying the financial fuel to keep the household going. So that's how I was raised. That's how a lot of people were raised. The mama stayed home, the daddy worked.
That's it. My mom was a housewife before her situation pulled her into the workforce.
That's what my mom was, and R.I.P. to my mama.
Yes,
whatever
R.I.P.
the case is. But my mom used to always hear from everybody, and to this day I hear stuff like, damn, all your mom's kids were smart. Even the grandkids are smart. Well,
I don't know about it now.
Some of them. But for the most part, not that degrees make you smart, but all of us, we got degrees.
Yeah, you're all educated.
Starting businesses or business. So the point that I'm making is none of that would have been possible if we didn't have a mom who stayed home and, as what they say, was the first teacher.
And I'm going to say this in your mom's credit. She didn't stop teaching.
Nope.
She didn't stop teaching. Even as an adult, she still would tell you this, tell you that.
That's right, because that's the job of a mom. You don't say, well, she 18.
Yeah, she 18, I'm done.
I don't get out there and do what you do, girl. You always continue. Teaching is something you do until you die.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Kudos.
To me, if we would just do our part, as I said.
And it'll come together.
Yeah.
It'll come together. Because think about, ladies, what man wants to, that analogy you always use. I pull up in my driveway and I'm like this.
Regretting coming in the damn door. And I actually got that analogy from Steve Harvey. I don't agree with a lot of what Steve Harvey said, but he does drop some jewels. And he said that. He says, ladies, when your man pulls up in the driveway and he sits there for 20, 30 minutes trying to get the courage.
Or debate, should I back out and go?
That's not good. A man when he's whipping the corner,
Yes.
pulling it, he can't wait to come see you, give you a hug and a kiss, and he just been missing you all. That's how he should come in. And Shahrzad Ali drew the same comparison in saying that a lot of times men, when they walk in the door, she says they don't know who they gonna see that day. As you guys, your head gonna be spinning around, he gonna bite his head off because something didn't happen, and just that day.
I got these kids out there. Here.
He doesn't know who he's going to meet on the other side of that door.
Right.
And so we need to, and I'm just speaking to the women. Y'all can be mad at me all you want to, but I can only teach or talk about what I know and examples that I learned from, is that we as women in society, we have a duty. We have a duty to be able to take direction and correction from our men. And I'm not saying any old man. I ain't saying Jimbo up the corner who's not doing it. I'm talking about from men who have our best interest at heart. Because at the end of the day, and I'm speaking to the woman at the salon, it's going to be black men up there defending your honor when all you had to do was do your part, and that's stay away from over there.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that's really all I have on that. But I just, to me, it doesn't seem like it's that hard, but apparently it is.
It is.
It is. I would never want to send my man or my father or my brothers in the line of fire that could have been
over
avoided.
Foolishness, right?
And I would never want to do that. And because you go home and he did this to me, he did that to me. Of course, your daddy, whoever, what man you crying to, is probably going to want to go whoop some ass. But then, then he going to be called a punk if he say, well, know how you get down. What did you say to him?
Well,
you cussed me out last night.
I mean, and that's how I am too, because I wasn't raised as a feminist. My mom made sure she raised us as a man, so I use logic. So if you came to me and said, this is what happened, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, well, what did you do?
Because I know how you get down, Barb. I know, last night you poured some hot grits on me.
Yeah.
So,
and I was 5 minutes late.
You, what time is dinner going to be?
So, you got to really look at the situation and the person you're dealing with.
And more than likely, he's going to defend your honor anyway, but he's just like, gosh, today just doesn't seem like a good day to go to jail.
Right.
I'm going to probably go to jail behind whooping this man's ass, but I just want to know, why was you
and then think about this. You whoop the man's ass for 5-10 minutes, okay, and you got the satisfaction of whipping his ass, but you're the one going to jail.
Right. And then guess what? She going to be up in there getting a 20-inch Yaki weave tomorrow. Well, it's coming to see your ass as if she putting money on your books.
Right. And, you get a 3-year stint in jail, and then Jody...
You stupid.
Got your girl. You got to really think all this out. I mean, seriously.
I'd rather be with you.
Yeah. Got to put some Bootsy collars on and be like, damn. But no, so you got to think about this stuff because it's like...
Right.
I just lost 3 years of my life. I can't see my babies graduate from 8th grade into high school,
Because you was hard-headed.
Right.
Hard-headed Hannah. My mom used to say that. I don't know if that was a song or something.
Yeah.
But hard-headed Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
That just listen.
Yeah. I mean...
I'm honest. A lot of
let's
times,
get along.
Yeah, because I don't like all the criticism I get, but sometimes I have to ask myself, well, is there any truth to it?
Right. Is there any truth to what they're saying?
If there's some truth to it, then let me make a correction somewhere. And
or think about this. Hollywood is casting these big, black, overbunctious women, right? Medea, Big Mama.
Well, Tiffany Haddish is not big, but I despise...
Oh, she be cooning.
I don't know if I want to say I despise Tiffany, but I despise the narrative she puts forward about black women.
Right. And, she ain't going to last long as a comic because she's very one-dimensional. She only has that one shtick. But is there some truth to that? There's always Big Mama in you know what I mean? There's some truth to it. So you got to you can't be mad when it's...
I mean, I would just say this too, and I know we're getting ready to go, but, a lot of times... my man is pretty cool. He gives me, I should say this, a lot of rope. But sometimes when he sees me getting off the chain, not that I'm getting off the chain with him, but doing certain things, he'll be like, you know what? You probably need to settle down a little bit.
Right.
Or you maybe need to take a break from this. Or, so I'm like, okay, you right. I say, you don't be telling me what to do. I know I got one daddy. You ain't my daddy. You don't be telling me what to do. I'm like, okay, baby, you right.
Right. Absolutely. It's a partnership.
It's a partnership.
It's supposed to work it out, and that's what I'm saying. You women wonder why you ain't with that other person. Who wants to be? You're really running that guy off.
And on the other side, he can take advice from me as well. So.
Exactly. Like I said, did you ever get over that
Shut up.
Oh,
I got a padded headboard.
You got a bad headboard? Okay, gotcha. Hey, if you guys have been listening and tuning in to Don't Believe the Hype, and that's exactly what we do. Demetra K, 3 p.m. Sundays. I mean, you guys get involved in that conversation. It's super, super huge. Pacific Standard Time, you can curse her out in live time, and she will curse back to you. And we're going to be doing that. Any idea on the topic?
I think I do. I'm going to talk about why do we equate holding ourselves accountable to white supremacy.
Gotcha. So, you guys tune in again next week. This has been Don't Believe the Hype.
Peace.
Walks merrily down the street.